What's up, guys? I am so excited I just came to get a knife because I just got an exciting package in the mail and I'm going to open it with you guys. Those are the eggs. Okay, before I finish this unboxing, I want to give you a little backstory. This package that I received in the mail is from the Nakid Gardeners. I'm actually going to have a link down in the description box to all of their information, to their Instagram, their Facebook, not Facebook, their Instagram and their YouTube page where you can contact them. These are actually hatching eggs for the American breast. It is a meat laying, if you're not familiar, they are a French breed of a meat layer or a meat chicken. They're very unique because they have red combs, white bodies, and then they have blue legs, which correlates with the French flag. Their meat actually is marbled like beef. They're actually becoming in a higher demand now because for people looking for sustainability as far as like raising meat chickens, because you can hatch these and then keep your own supply of having meat birds instead of like every year buying your meat chickens. So that is why I wanted them. I actually met the Nakid Gardeners last year at Rory Feek's Homesteaders event in June, and they were telling me that they were doing an experiment between the American breast and the Cornish cross, I believe, and maybe another breed, and they actually did like a taste test and they were raving about how delicious the American breast was. I've actually even watched another video of some other homesteaders trying out the American breast, and so I was really excited to try them. They do take longer than the Cornish cross. The Cornish cross only take about 8 weeks to grow out to full maturity, where the American breast takes about 16 weeks. But if anything, the taste is anything like the Nakid Gardeners have explained to me, they say it's the best tasting chicken I've ever tasted. And so I was so excited when they started selling hatching eggs. And so if you are interested in getting you some hatching eggs, like I said, I'm gonna leave all their information down below. I do have to let these sit out for 24 hours. There was a little note in here. It says that here's a dozen American breast hatching eggs. Make sure you allow them to rest for 24 hours prior to incubating. So that was really, really sweet. I do have an incubator that that I bought specifically for this project. I'm so excited. It's gonna be my first time hatching any kind of eggs, but it will definitely not be my last. So thank you, Nakid Gardeners, for sending this package out to me. I did see when we were opening it that it does look like the eggs have shifted a little bit, but they sent 14 eggs, so if a couple, I did see one definitely cracked, but if 2 cracked, I'm still good to have a dozen of these, and I would be so excited to watch them hatch and bring you guys along with me as we learn together how to hatch chicken eggs for the first time. So I also forgot to mention they threw in a little sample pack of salt. That's so sweet. Thank you, guys. Okay. I'm gonna actually sit them in this carton since they have to wait 24 hours before, oopsie. Let's see if I can get these out. They're actually really snug in there. So that does have some yolk on it, but it's not from that egg. So I'm actually gonna have to wipe that off. Ooh, I have no idea how any of these eggs popped out when they're so tight in there. Okay. That one's not. That one's not. I'm not going to clean or like wash these, but I am gonna like wipe off the yolk, the extra yolk that is on them. It looks like, yeah, it just looks like there's 2, let me see. Yep, just 2 in here. Actually, no, 3. This one's broke too. So we are starting with 11 hatching eggs. Let me get a towel or something. So like I said, I'm not going to like dry or wet these, but I am using a dry cloth just to get the extra yolk off of them. Okay, so there was one smashed in the corner, and then this one was just completely opened, and this one is cracked. But we have 11, yep, so we have 11 hatching eggs that we're gonna let sit for 24 hours. So the reason why you wanna let your hatching eggs sit for 24 hours after you get them is to allow them to get to room temperature, as well as letting the yolks settle. And so we'll definitely be back tomorrow to incubate those eggs. But I also wanna say that I think my postage just was like really rough, because those eggs were really snugged into those little circles, and so I have no idea how they were able to shimmy their way out. And when my postage man handed me the box, he handed it to me upside down. So even though on the front it did say fragile and like please handle with care, so I have no idea what was going on there, but I'm still grateful to have the 11 eggs that I have. It is actually later on in the day, so I have new clothes on. But oh my goodness, it's so windy outside. It has been so much fun feeding these pigs. Well, really. So I cannot remember the name Hulk, so I changed his name to Thanos, just because that is what I remember every time I think of how big they were. But it has been so fun. Ooh. Here you go. He likes when you scratch him. Yeah, she's still sketchy. Buggy, back up.
Back your face up. You like itchies? Oh, you like the itchies? Oh, you like the itchies?
Stop. Winter, back up.
Do you like the itchies?
She's sketchy.
Oh. Oh, what me and touch her nose.
Yeah.
And that itch her. No, that's me.
Well, you gotta actually put it inside. Throw it in. When I was reading y'all comments about, because I have a thing with eyes, like I don't like when animals are looking at me with the side eye. you know, and they got creepy eyes like goats. Because I'm like, what are you thinking about? But with like pigs, they have like human eyes. And I was reading some of the comments where people were like that their eyes are most closely related to humans, and I'm like, it's so true. That's why I think I love them, because their eyes are not creepy, it's not sketchy. I mean, even though Scarlett's acting kind of sketchy, but I mean, their eyes are not like scary. I mean, I don't know if I'll feel that way when they're about 5 feet tall and they're looking at me with human eyes and they're about, you know, 800 pounds right now. They're so cute.
Look at them eating. They're eating nice and good. But I see they're just...
Winter squeezes through into the pig fence through the cattle panel. No. And tries to go eat the pig food. Bad girl. I had to run inside of the hoop house. It was so windy out there. I was talking to you guys and I was just listening back to it and you guys couldn't hear me. So I came inside of the hoop house. But I was saying I had a really productive day today. I didn't film it at all because I just needed to get the stuff done and I was already late and had procrastinated. But I planted 1 full tray of, what is it called, zinnias, and that was like 128 tray. And then I planted 72 tray nasturtium. I got so lazy when I was planting the zinnias. I didn't even plant, I didn't even like write down each individual tag of what kind of zinnia. I just put zinnia and put today's date on it. But I did plant multiple different types of zinnia. I think like maybe 19 different types of zinnias. And I put 2 seeds in each hole so that I can be guaranteed that at least 1 seed is going to grow in every hole. Like, I was just like, I don't feel like all the extra things. I just want to get it done. And I also up-potted a bunch of tomatoes. I did show a picture. It's not in here. Yeah, I left those out in the garden area. Left them down on the ground because it looked like it was going to rain. And so I was like, well, I'll just leave them out there and let them get watered on. But it hasn't actually rained yet. It's just been super, super windy. But, so I think that was 32. That was 32, 64, 96 more tomatoes I up-potted. Got the zinnias planted, got the nasturtiums planted, and I was feeling so good about myself and the progress that we've made. Did I plant more basil? No, I think I did that yesterday. But I just had to go ahead and get it done because I felt like if I tried to video it and talk about it, that it was just going to, you know, keep it going longer. And so I just played a bunch of I think I listened to a sermon and yeah, just like listening to music, zoned out and got it done. And it was like 11 o'clock and I felt so productive. I was like, wow, like it's before lunch and I was able to go inside and make lunch, and it just felt good, so good to get that stuff done because I knew I was behind. My last frost day, it's already like the first week of March is already gone, and my last frost date is at the end of March. So even though I know I can have a long growing season, but the thing is that it gets so hot out here so fast. Like it's already this week been in the 84 and it's still technically winter. Like spring hasn't even come and it's been 84 every day. I've had this hoop house opened every day, just trying to air it out. I do have shade cloth that I have yet to put on because I don't even know how I'm going to actually hold it down. So I have to actually think about that because I want to get the shade cloth on before it gets super like just unbearable in here. Right now what's been helping it is that this tree is right here and this tree's right here. So as the sun is like moving through the sky, most of the time the back half of the hoop house is shaded, and that's been really helpful. I am kind of standing in a puddle of water because I was watering my Greenstalk. and I forgot about it and left the water on for a couple hours, and it just kind of like ran into the hoop house and kind of overflowed, and there's a low spot in the front, and so now there's just like a pool of water. So, but good thing I don't have any seeds planted. I learned my lesson that time, not to leave things that are important on the floor in case it rains, and I'll definitely forget about it. I have such bad memory that it's like you would think it's not real, like my memory. But it's definitely legit. My tomatoes right here. So originally I had thought about planting determinate tomatoes inside this hoop house along with the Grand Marshal and the triple crop, but the Grand Marshal and the triple crop are production type tomatoes, and so they're meant to be grown inside of a hoop house. And I don't know why in my brain I was thinking that determinate would be better to grow inside of the hoop house when in actuality, and so I planted those first thinking like, oh, I'll get those in the hoop house in the forever garden beds first because it'll be protected, so I can plant those out earlier. And so now I have giant determinate tomatoes, and I'm actually not ready to put those outside yet because I don't want to plant the determinate tomatoes in here. I want to plant the Grand Marshal, the triple crop, which is only I think 7 of those, but I think 16 tomatoes could fit inside of this hoop house. 16? No. This is 4, 8, 12. Yeah, 16 tomatoes. And then the rest I want to plant with peppers. I've also thought about maybe possibly planting cucumbers in here. I'm just not really sure. But now I have these giant tomatoes that I have to like wait a few more weeks, probably at least 3 more weeks. And I don't even know if they can handle waiting that long. They look so good. Well, these are the ones that are growing in the Greenstalk. I've thought about actually going ahead and planting them in the Greenstalk already. But like, so the first 2 trays, the purple and the blue, those are my Grand Marshal and the triple crop that I'm going to keep in here. So I could, you know, possibly, you know, risk it and plant them in here, because even when it's gotten down to 32 degrees, it hasn't frozen here. And so I could risk it and plant those out in here. But the rest of these are determinate tomatoes, and now that I realized my mistake, they still have lots of room to grow before I can put them out into the garden. Oh, I just looked over, I forgot I also planted out, I think that was yesterday though, the tomatillos, the ground cherries again, some more eggplant, some more basils, as well as some cosmos. And I also planted a pot of these yesterday, but then I got tired and had to plant the last 3 trays today. So progress is definitely being made, which is really exciting. Everything is really exciting. I can't wait to get those eggs inside of the incubator. I think I'm actually going to put some of my dark brown eggs as well as like my moss green eggs inside the incubator as well, and see if I can hatch some of my own genetics, because the roosters I have is a, what is it called, a black copper Moran rooster. I have no idea what chubby cheeker is or what color egg he lays. I would have to check their site, but I'm hoping, I know that the black copper Moran, I have seen him breed people, that's Batman. I actually don't have any, or maybe 1 dark brown egg layer. Like I get one like probably once a week, and I don't think it's a copper Moran, I think it's actually a Welsummer. And so I'm hoping that by incubating a darker egg, that what I get might be an even darker egg if she was bred with my copper Moran rooster. So that is my hope. But then I think it would also just be fun just to hatch my own barnyard mix of egg layers, because all of my chickens and roosters are really friendly. And so yeah, so anyway, I know I blabbered on at the end of this video, so I'm going to go ahead and go, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.